This is problem 3.06 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book, Chapter 3, Playing with or Against a Lone Back Checker. Here's the position. We're green. We rolled a 5-4. Our home board's in the bottom right. We'll look at the two top moves and try to figure out which one is best and why. I'll give you my quick observations on each of the moves. Look at some of Tardieu's key points. Go over Tardieu's expert analysis, getting feedback from XG. Look at Tardieu's summary, and then I'll modify the position at the end of the video, which raises a few questions. Also, I'll show you some flashcards I'm creating for the book that go over each of the problems in this book, and you can have them for free. I'll show you how at the end of the video. A couple points to remember when playing with or against a lone back checker. A lone back checker can escape twice as easily as two. However, a single back checker cannot form an anchor, so it's vulnerable to being blitzed by the opponent. Here's the first possible move, bringing two down from the midpoint, 13-9 and 13-8, hitting white's blot on the 9 point. This hinders white's escape and destabilizes white by hitting and sending them to the bar. Brings two more checkers down into battle. It leaves a blot on the 9 point, and it fails to mobilize our back checker. Still stuck back here on the 23 point. Second possible move is to step up 23-18 and come down and hit 13-9 like this. Again, this hinders white's escape and destabilizes white by hitting and sending them to the bar. Brings an 11th checker down into the battle. Does mobilize our back checker, moving him to the 18 point. And leaves two blots, one on the 18 point and one on the 9 point. Compare both moves, see which one looks best to you. And let's see what Tardieu and XG say. Some priorities Tardieu wants you to keep in mind when playing with or against a lone back checker. When we have a lone back checker, we should avoid leaving ourselves exposed on desirable points. We should run to safety if we can, or at least close to safety if we can get close, as long as we're ahead in the race. If our opponent has a lone back checker, our priority is to stop them from escaping by slotting key priming points, hitting them, hindering their mobility. For the move where we're bringing two down from the midpoint, 13-8, 13-9 like this, Tardieu says, after shooting white's blot with the 4, we should take advantage of the fact that white is in the bar and is much less mobile and less dangerous. Staying passively back on the 23 point fails to capitalize on those liabilities, which is why this is the second best move instead of the first best move. The best move, according to Tardieu and XG, is to step up 23-18 and hit 13-9 like this. White is starting to develop a strong prime, so if we're able to step up and then escape, we'll be in good shape. One where we could possibly double next roll. With the big lead in the race and having almost escaped our back checker, we will have a major advantage in this game. If white fails to enter, we can send an efficient cube. If white enters and doesn't hit us, we still have an efficient cube that we can send, and we can continue our attack or play a winning racing game, which is why this is the highest rated move. So with that move, we are running from 23 to 18, getting close to escaping. We're also hitting and slowing our opponent's development and hindering their mobility, keeping them back. Tardieu's summary: try shooting to help run out a back checker. So we're hitting white's blot here in order to help this guy have some freedom to escape. We modify the position. Let's give white a weaker home board and strengthen our home board a little bit by moving white's two checkers from the 20, his 5 point to his 4 point like this, and moving two of our checkers from our 6 to a 5 to our 5 looking like this. So now we have 4 points in our home board. Before we had 3. Let's see how that changes the move. If we weaken white's home board and give ourselves a stronger home board, XG tells us to bring 2 down from the midpoint. I think this tells us that in the original position, when we did not have either an easy escape nor a stronger home board, it was critical to try to start the escape of our back checker while we had white on the bar. However, now that we have the stronger home board and an easier escape, we should try to capitalize on those factors by bringing 2 checkers down from our midpoint in order to try to close white out. And we should be playing more aggressively now, focusing on our side of the board. I think I'm interpreting this correctly, but I might be missing something. Let me know if you agree or not, or if you have a question or comment. All feedback is welcome. I'm creating flashcards for every problem in Tardieu's book. So far, I've finished chapter 2, and I'm working on the other chapters. Email me if you'd like a copy of the cards, completely free. I'm using the ANKI program to create them, which you can download for free, and I put a link in the description for that website.